Okay. So I'm in a new office, which we'll chat about here in a second. But I said I got these things around in front of me that can kind of help. But this new office is like a roller skating rink. So
well, so that Mike can feel better about
yes.
himself, if you're tuning in and you think Mike sounds amazing, Mike's Mike sounds amazing.
Mike's Mike.
Please comment.
You
You
can
sound
comment that.
awesome. You sound
Yes.
awesome, Mike. And
Yeah.
let's talk about your new office.
Let's kick it off. So my name is Mike Lyon, and this is
Jen Barkin.
Jen Barkin. We're here, Facebook Live, Do You Convert Live episode. I don't know. And one thing fun that we're doing today, Jen, we're streaming to YouTube. So if anybody's on YouTube, hello. I mean, I just pressed the button and it's going to YouTube. So that's great. We'll see if that chat shows up. We see Nicole's here. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Randy.
Hey,
hi, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
You. Yes. So welcome to this episode. We got some fun stuff to talk to you about. So I am here in my new office.
Your old office and your old shirt, your same shirt. let's call it like it is.
Well, hang on. I'm going to do full screen then, Jen, and just show everybody just me wide in this office. Okay. So look, yes, it is the same thing. It's the brick. The brick is back. If you're excited that the brick is back, please post your comment. Uh-oh. I kicked Jen out. She will rejoin on this Facebook Live. So yes, we are here in the new office, and I accidentally kicked Jen out. Oh my goodness. Hang on, let me slack her. Everybody say, Jen, come back. Come back in. Oh, so yes, here she comes. Oh my gosh. Wow. She's back in the stream, folks. She's back in the stream.
What just happened?
Jen, when I hid you, I actually hit X, and the crowd went crazy. They said, bring her back. Bring her back. So anyway, welcome. Yes, so we have been sheltering in place. Jen, double duty because of Hurricane. Say it with me, everyone.
Isaias. Nobody knows how to pronounce it. If you were in the path of Isaias, shout it out.
Leave us a comment. We want to see.
Mark yourself safe.
Mark yourself safe. Thank you. So yes, we're here today. We're going to talk about a couple of things for you guys. It's been a while since we checked in with you because why? What happened? Everything calmed down, then everything went crazy. Yeah. So first of all, if you're on, everybody chat this with me. I'm so glad I work for a home builder. Oh my gosh. You could work for Carnival Cruise Lines. You could work for Stitch Fix. You could work, you name it. There's just so many businesses that are really in a tough spot. And we are in a great spot, but we have gone very quickly from everybody worried about getting fired to now people telling us on calls that they think they want to quit because it's so much work coming in. So it is a blessing and a curse at the same time. And we're going to talk about that, right, Jen? What are you hearing out there from the world?
Oh, man. So, yeah, you're absolutely right, Mike. It's the past couple of months. We've experienced such overwhelming demand and leads, and everybody's bandwidth is just kaput, right? It's just kaput. And so trying to navigate that and give support in the best way possible, but also not just support, but solutions and guidance. And so that's really kind of what we want to talk to you about today. Is just some things to be thinking about.
Yep. And so as always, I like to start off with some kind of story or analogy. We talked about, you probably heard us on a couple of presentations and sessions or things where we talk about bragging, builders bragging about their online traffic right now is like in their online sales program is kind of like restaurants bragging about the increase in curbside service, right? Yeah. Curbside pickup. Like, look at us, look how many curbside orders we're getting. And the reality is that's the only way most people have to get in touch with you, to engage with you. So we say that with love in our hearts to make sure you know the numbers, understand your COVID metrics or your post-COVID metrics, or really just the current market metrics, that they're not going to be permanent and that you are stealing from walk-in traffic. But here, let's continue the analogy, right, Jen?
Yeah.
Think about a restaurant. So imagine you're a restaurant owner. Everybody imagine your favorite restaurant. You're that owner. And then all of a sudden you shut down and you can't have the lobby open. Well, before, curbside pickup or your to-go orders were handled probably by one person or, the bartender or whatever, because we just didn't get a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
Now imagine everybody has to go curbside pickup and call in order to-go orders, but you don't shift and give any help to the person who was behind the bar managing this before.
Right.
That person is going to freak out. You got everybody else sitting there, the wait staff that were, serving people in the lobby inside, twiddling their thumbs going, well, I don't have anything to do. This is kind of what's happening to our online sales specialists, right, Jen?
Absolutely. Thumbs up if this is how you're feeling.
Right? So we see this, we're pulling from walk-in traffic. People, even if they want to come out on their own, are calling us first, calling online sales first just to figure out what the protocol is, how it works. So we've got reduced on-site staffing or closed doors. So people are on-site is either super busy and can't even get back to their own customers. So their own customers are calling back into online. Yeah. And we've seen lead volume double, triple, quadruple, phone calls double, triple, quadruple. Everybody out there, if you've seen a double, an increase of more than double, chat it out. We want to hear and see if that's what's happening. So let us know in the chat, because this is the reality for most of our builders in most of our markets. Absolutely. So how are your precious online sales specialists doing, Jen? What's their feedback?
So, what I've experienced with them over the past couple of months is why I wrote a letter to you all, because everybody is just completely underwater. I mean, I think the tipping point for me, what prompted me to really want to reach you guys and give you this letter, is because talking with somebody who is a solo online sales specialist managing 1,000 leads on her own, getting sick, just having all of these stressors and things like that. I'm like, hey, we've got to do something. We've got to not just talk about it. We've got to make some adjustments. We've got to make some shifts. We've got to talk to leaders and figure this out. So, Mike and I want to talk to you guys about some of those things that were in that letter to make sure you're thinking about it and you're making those adjustments. Yeah.
Absolutely. So take us through this. I thought it was awesome. First of all, Jen, Erin says she loves your letter. She just wanted you to know. You guys, there's a link in the post. Our fearless leader here, Thais, our fearless stream leader. It's like a cheerleader, a stream leader. We like that. Has posted it in the comments. But you said, hey, listen, I get it. I get it. But you at some point in time, you have to sit down and say, this is not working.
Right.
What can we change?
Exactly.
So let's go through those and talk about some of those items. I got it pulled up here to the right. I'll be talking about something, but you take it first. So number one.
Yeah, number one, the first thing, if you haven't already, is you've got to adjust your follow-up process. So if you are not automating, if you're not using your CRM's automation feature, shame on you. You have to use that automation and automate your 30 or 45-day follow-up process. Now, what you can personalize, of course, is that first email out, acknowledge the lead, acknowledge any questions they asked. You want to make sure you're personalizing those things, but automate the rest of it. And here's a roadblock that I get when I suggest automation. This is what I hear. But Jen, sometimes I don't get to the responded leads and I don't want automation going out before I've had a chance to change that. And I say, stop it. Here's the deal. Use the automation. Think of it almost like an accountability partner for you. You need that extra push to say, I need to make sure first thing in the morning, I'm getting my responded leads taken care of and my new leads taken care of. I know that automation is going to go out at midday or the afternoon or something like that. So stop being resistant to that tool. You set it and it's out of sight, out of mind. So use the automation.
And keep in mind, a lot of these suggestions that we're getting, even in the letter, they are temporary. Like this will change it, because we had this call the other day where Rachel, right, Jen, she was going, Well, but in my head, you beat into my head, speed of response,
Yeah.
speed of response, speed of response. Like that's true, unless it's a source, which will take us to our next one. That's not a high quality source.
Right.
Who cares? If you're responding, you're good. And if
Yeah.
it's automated, you're fine.
Right.
For now, temporarily. We're not
Right.
asking you to unwind everything you learned. We're just saying temporarily, you got to do something different unless you're going to hire more people and put them in the role. And just a lot of people aren't going to do it.
Right. So the other thing is, and this is one where you're probably going to go, ooh, no. But in the case of the person that had 1,000 leads coming to them, you might need to consider assigning some certain lead sources to your on-site salespeople. You might need to I know. It hurt me to almost say it, but here's the deal. We are in COVID crazy mode, guys. And more leads coming to you poorly managed is not the answer. You need to shift some of that to on-site if it makes sense. Even redirecting some certain phone calls to them. I know it's crazy. But if you're not able to get to it and you're not able to answer your phone, then what's the point?
Right.
So look at some of those lead sources and think about shifting them over.
And here's what the marketer says. Look, I'm streaming in here, Kevin. Thank you for joining us,
Thank
Kevin.
you, Kevin. Yes.
He says, or cut those sources, which most agencies or marketing professionals will be like, no, spend more, get more. This is great. And he's saying, no, if we can't handle it, don't have it temporarily. You can turn it on in most cases, just about any time, right?
Absolutely.
So, very good. As we've kind of been alluding to this, we're talking about staffing up. All right. And I'm gonna be wait, hang on. Who's coming back?
He's coming back. Who is it going to be? Oh, it's Cranky Mike.
So Cranky Mike's back on. Notice I have dual personalities. If you guys are enjoying that little show, you can just leave it in the comments how much you appreciate my acting skills. Okay, I get it. Letting people go is expensive. We know a lot of builders that when this all happened, they had a RIF, a reduction in force. And with that usually comes some kind of severance, and all that stuff takes time and it's expensive, and bringing people back is not easy, but they let everybody go thinking the business would drop, and the business didn't drop. In fact, the business increased, and now it's shifted online. So here's the deal. I know it's hard. Go hire some more people. Move some people over. But Mike, go ahead, Jen. What? You got a question?
Mike, we're on a hiring freeze right now.
Oh, well, unfreeze it. Thaw it out. All right? I mean, come on. Here's the deal. And I know some publicly traded builders might be on this call going, you don't understand. No, I don't understand. And that's why we don't work with you guys. So, that's that. But everybody else who said we're on a hiring freeze, I say, why? Why are you on a hiring freeze? If you had superintendents right now that were leaving or being replaced or had to build more homes, you would hire more superintendents.
Yeah.
So you could hire more people, but what they think is like, oh, they're getting 400 leads and our online sales and appointments are up higher than ever before.
Yeah.
No, you are still missing some. You are still missing some. Yeah. So yes, Jesse says thought. That's the hiring freeze on the front. On the back it says thaw it out. That's our t-shirts. We always like to think in phrases as
there needs
t-shirts.
to be a shift in the idea of the online sales role is that this is an essential key component of your business. And so if that means you need to add support people, either part-time, full-time, whatever it is, temporarily, we have to keep the customer experience in the forefront, and we're missing the mark on some of that because we don't have the bandwidth to take care of it. Okay, number 5, task batch your day.
Oh gosh, she has a hurricane, folks. There's a hurricane. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Is she back? Oh, she's back. We are having a great old time over here. It's a hurricane, folks. I say yes. Task batch your day.
Okay, task batch your day. Okay, what does this mean? You've got to take care of new and responsive leads first thing in the morning. We're missing the boat. I've had online salespeople say, Jen, I'm having a hard time even getting to my responsive people. Ooh, and that makes me cringe because that hurts my heart, right? Because, the minute somebody fills out a contact form, they are your customer. And the minute that they engage with you, that is like level 2. Now they're an engaged customer who is waiting for you to get back to them. That is the most important thing. So you've got to, again, use the automation and focus on the people that are responding to you, that are answering you back.
I love it. Okay, so the next one will be quick. It's say no to meetings. We'll just help you role play. We don't really need to explain this right now. Jen, you're a manager. You walk into my office or you call me and say, I need to book a Zoom meeting. So I want you to ask me. I'm the online sales specialist. Go ahead and ask me to set a meeting. I'll show you guys all how to do this. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, I need to meet with you. Can you go ahead and set that up and schedule it for later today?
No. Okay, next one. Here we go. 7, increase lead qualification on your website contact form. This is a quick and easy fix for all of you guys. Again, this is what we dealt with in pre-boom, pre-bust, during the boom, when things got crazy busy. Yeah. We could add 17 more forms on here because we needed more information to know, is this someone who we should be spending time with? Okay. So what is your preferred move-in time? Are you familiar with the home building process? If you're an on-your-lot builder, do you have land already identified? Is your home already sold? All these things you can do. Require the phone number, anything to help you just know the person that I'm going to be talking to is more qualified. I would definitely encourage you guys to increase those, which again, this is temporary. Don't do it forever.
Yeah.
The more you put on there, the fewer forms you get. But for some of you guys, that's not a bad deal right now.
And
so you want to do that.
You have a better idea of what this lead wants, and you can get to the meat and potatoes of what you need to quicker. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, be transparent, guys. What does that mean? So talk to your leadership. Don't hide behind your numbers. Like Mike was saying, it's easy to be like, here's my report. Everything's great. I'm kicking butt. But look behind that and be transparent about what you're able to get to and what you're not. So don't be afraid to say something. Everybody knows you're kicking butt and you're doing the best you can do. But that doesn't mean there's not a problem behind the scenes that needs to be fixed.
Yeah. I love what Astrid said here. Support is key unless you're okay with allowing your OSCs to burn out. Okay, that's the thing. It's like, well, they don't need any help. Well, eventually they're just going to explode and they're going to be done.
Yeah.
Now, again, this is the home office convo. Like everybody's like, I work from home. And we go, why are you sending videos from this weird location? Why are you sending one? I remember one person I used to work with, they were sending videos from their laundry room because they felt like that was the most private place. Set up a real home office, not a cloffice. That's a closet office. I had one of those back in the day. Not in your bedroom from your bed, not on your couch with your cat purring. I'm not going to say names, but I was on with someone else the other day and I kept hearing this noise. I said, "Do you have a cat by you?" She's like, "Oh no, that's my dog. He snores." I was like, "You need to get your dog like a CPAP machine." Something. So a home office is a true professional home office with a similar workstation, with your keyboard, with your mouse, with your dual screens, with high-speed internet, with a good camera and a good mic. Because if not, you don't do the things that you normally do in your setup. You got to have dual setups. It costs money. That's why autonomous stand-up desks are back ordered for 45 days.
Right.
Because Google has said 2,000 employees can stay home until 2021. Okay, but you need to get your house in order.
Well, and here's the thing. If you don't have an extra room, because this wasn't planned, right? It's like, oh, I got to work from home now. At a minimum, you need to set up a corner quiet space, put a divider or something behind you so that it doesn't look like have your bed, behind you or something like that. I'm telling you, there's creepy, people out there. You don't want to represent your company in that way. Okay. Create boundaries and set aside time for yourself. So with the migration and shift to working from home, there goes your boundaries. Because you don't have the drive time to work, right? You don't have the going and shutting your office door and then coming home to your safe place. Now it's all in one place. So you have to treat your workday the same as you would if you're going to the office and create some boundaries for yourself. Also, you're probably working more than ever, longer hours in the day. You're going to need to adjust some things at home personally. Use Instacart and shipped, and get a house cleaner, and, do some things, hire a tutor for your kid if you need to. There's going to be some things that you're going to need to adjust, especially with school starting back. I mean, that's going to be a whole nother conversation that we're going to need to have about how to adjust and work through that. Yeah. So don't be afraid to make some shifts. Don't just talk about it. Put some things into action that you need to do.
Boundaries are key, especially when you have coworkers that are under the age of 14 or snoring under your desk or whatever. And here's what we want to do at the end of this stream. We always love engaging with you. So you can see that little ticker on the bottom. If you have questions, post them here. We'll answer any question. The harder, the better. The more complicated, the better. If you need me to say something on video to your manager and you want to play it for him later, ask me in the comments to do that, and I'll do that. But first, I want to say Jen has a question that she'd like to ask the audience. So pay close attention.
Oh,
Jen, what is your question? We got to decide this live on the air.
My daughter's fate is in your hands. Okay. If you have a kid that's going to college, I've got to figure this out. Do we send her to Virginia Tech knowing that all the classes are online? Do we send her? Do we pay for this? Do we pay room and board? Or does she stay home, take the classes online? This is the dilemma that we are in, because of course she wants to go, and we're going COVID crazy, man. Things are changing on a daily basis. So do I send her, or does she stay home? That's what we need to know. And Mia's fate is in your hands.
Okay. So Mia Barkin, you will see here in the chat, people are going to comment and tell us what they think should happen. And also, please use this opportunity to post your questions, and we'll be sure to answer. Okay.
Hi, Jesse.
Jesse, who's got a wedding coming up.
Yeah.
So do you have a wedding, Jesse, or do you not? I mean, what do we do? It's the same question, right?
Let her go.
Oh, look, we're getting the votes in. So far, we got 2. It says let her go. They say send her. So they say send her. Oh gosh. Okay, send it. We're gonna go full Jerry of the day and just send it. Wow. Oh well, there you go. The people have spoken. I think I haven't heard any no's. I say no.
Right. Andrew says send her.
You can tell we've got a bunch of builders. Builders are naturally cavalier. They're like, COVID, whatever. What? No. Oh, we got to vote. We got to stay home.
Kate. Keep her home and spoil her.
Oh no, we're getting some more. They're a little bit slower to respond. Spoiler.
Keep her home.
Oh, Diana's very politically correct. Now that's a choice that your family's gonna have to make after deep contemplation.
In terms of DYC. Yeah.
So here's the story on this. For those of you who have kids going back to school, on our Facebook page for the school, someone was kind of getting upset that we are sending our kids back to school with masks and precautions and things like that. And my wife commented and said, I will send my kids back to school in a beekeeper suit if it gets them out of the house. Right. So, Randy says bubble wrap. This is good. I mean, we'll do anything. Corey just wants a month.
Right.
My wife just wants 1 month.
Get out of my space.
Somewhere else. Okay. So you guys are having fun, but are there any hard questions, or is there anything you would like for me to record live on Facebook to tell your manager? I will also record voicemails for people too, if you guys would like to do that. So we're going to stay on here just for a second. I'm going to give a question that we hear. Again, you heard this yesterday live, and I hope we addressed it the right way. But when we talked about, hey, maybe you don't have to make that call right away to that unqualified source. And the manager just goes, oh, but Mike, we have beat this into their head, an increase in response rate. If you follow up within 1 minute or less, you're 390. And she was repeating back all these stats. And she goes, you really want us to wait to call? And the answer was yes. Remember, it's temporary. This is not a forever deal.
Right.
It's not a forever deal. But yeah, for example, we love BDX, but those matched community leads, those ones that are coming from other places, they don't even know that it's you. So giving a couple emails going out the door, which are happening immediately, you can have it go out, and then maybe you're calling on day 2 or day 3. That way you're not overloading your system because you can't even get to
the
call.
Audit those lead sources and adjust your follow-up accordingly.
Right.
Jesse
Okay,
has a
Jesse.
question.
Yes, Jesse has a question. So, how to bridge the gap with an online sales team when you can't see them since we're remote? Not all-star awards type advice. Got it. Thank you. She's speaking inside baseball here for those of you guys who are. So this is not connecting with the
tag team awards.
the on-site sales team. This is just your online team. If you have a team and you're trying to connect, it's a great question, and I cannot stress enough just getting on FaceTime. Like, just popping in. Like, when this all happened, my joke was, I'm not calling anybody, like, you're FaceTiming me because I'm trapped. Can't see anybody. And so forcing a FaceTime, even if it's just for a few minutes, that's our number one answer. Jen, what else do you have?
Yeah, I was just going to say, regularly scheduled huddles, even if it's for 15 minutes to talk quickly. All of us here at Do You Convert are remote, yet we meet regularly and it feels like we are connected. So
yeah,
she's got an asterisk here. She does mean on-site though, Mike. How do you bridge the gap with on-site?
Same deal. Yeah, same deal. And I'm going to go back to my default answer. In fact, a lot of you listening could probably tell me, what am I going to say? How do you keep your face in front of your on-site sales team? Well, it's the same way you keep your face in front of your customer. When you can't be face-to-face, or I should say in the same space, you can still put your face on video and get it to them. Okay. And this doesn't even have to be sending a bomb. Maybe you do. It's a bomb to your entire sales team. Like, if you don't have your bomb account set up and all of your salespeople in a list in bomb that you can click at a point, shoot it with a video, upload it from your phone and send to 48 people and know who's opening it, you're missing an opportunity. That tool has that in place. You can record a video, do the drop down, copy and paste the HTML into your email and send it out to the distribution list. If you are not sending video emails and doing your own internal PR, you're missing the power of the tool.
Absolutely.
So that's the best way to do it.
If there is a new on-site agent that's joined your team, immediately reach out and introduce yourself through video and schedule a quick FaceTime call. Just wanted to introduce myself, wanted to talk to you about what I do, wanted to hear about your community. If you are new to this role and there's a community that you are feeling a little bit insecure about, set up a FaceTime call. If you can't go visit them on site or they're out of your area, set up a FaceTime call with them and get them to walk you through the model and ask them some questions about the community and pick their brain, so to speak. Absolutely.
The other thing I would encourage you to do, just, again, if you have bomb, it has a screen recorder. Works really, really well. If you don't want to do that, you can use Loom. There's two different tools that we use. But even just doing a quick little mini training on something cool that you've done, something new that's been updated. Lasso just released some tokens in emails that could be beneficial that people can use, some kind of feature that you found useful. Just giving them something of value and putting your face on it.
Right.
It's better than what most managers are doing right now. No offense to the managers that are on the call. You guys are busy.
It takes some work, on your part, and it takes you being proactive and putting yourself out there, because out of sight, out of mind, if you're not in their space, they're not thinking about you. And a lot of people have done away with sales meetings because of COVID, and maybe they're only meeting virtually periodically. Hopping on that meeting for a quick 5 minutes and showing your face and giving a quick update is still really important to do. Do you need to stay on the whole sales training? No, but you can hop on for the first few minutes and, ask your manager if you can do a quick update on those calls.
I love it. All right. So final question here for you guys, and then I'll give you some. Jen, I'm asking you to answer this too. She doesn't know she's supposed to answer this. But we asked this on our last Facebook Live when all this was going down for real, COVID style. What was the one thing that surprised you during the past 2 months? Now, since then, what's the one thing that has surprised you during the past 2 months in our industry and what's going on? I am personally surprised that builders basically haven't adjusted back to the traffic like we were talking about before. Like, I could see if they thought it was a blip for 2 weeks. This has been going on for like almost 2 months, and they're still like, we'll just see if this is. Guys, there's not a big end in sight. Yes, it might plummet at the end of the year. We might have a financial meltdown or all those things, but we still are pretty sure, based on what consumers have told us, If they're stuck in the home, they want to be stuck in a nice home, especially when interest rates are, wait for it, someone got 2.65% the other day on a 30-year loan. It's just like, what?
Yeah.
That's free money, folks. That's almost like they're paying us to have a house. So that's a big surprise for me. Jen, what's a big surprise for you in the past
I think
months?
big surprise for me is that it's now August and we're still talking about the impacts of, like, in March, it was kind of like, oh my gosh, and we've got to quickly adjust and everybody's adrenaline is going. But I think for me, at least, I thought, okay, this will be, a couple of months of this and then we'll kind of level back out. But the fact that we're into August and we're having these conversations and it doesn't seem to be changing at all, right? And like I keep going back to that same situation of, oh my God, I had 1,000 leads. Like, this is crazy. Like, just the amount of interest that our builders keep having for this extended period of time, I think is just what has surprised me the most.
Yes.
And that it's going to be September and kids are online learning. And I just thought things would have would have been figured out by now.
Just disappeared. Just miraculously.
Yeah.
Gone. Disappeared. That's my Trump. I try. Really, my Trump impression is just lowering my voice a little bit, being a little bit raspy and doing this with my lips. Just disappeared. Look at it. Unbelievable. So thank you. I'm also surprised, just a little personal note, that perms are a thing. My 12-year-old got a perm. What in the world? It reminded me of New Kids on the Block. The last time I saw boys getting perms was in 1987. When was that? I don't know. That's insane.
80s, 90s are back. Late 80s, early 90s are back. Because when I walked into Abercrombie the other day, it looked like I was stepping back into time and I was shopping for myself when I was going to college. So
that's awesome. I'm getting me a sweet pair of corduroys. Pair of corduroys.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, hey, enough about that, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. Please do visit doyouconvert.com. We've got some fun stuff coming up. Remember, our online sales Pulse, Marketing Academy, Sales Academy. Like, we got some things, little secrets coming out, right? And if you're not on our newsletter, which I'm always surprised that people who listen to this are not signed up for our newsletter, because it's news for you in email form. But yeah, that's coming out here in the fall. We're going to be launching that here pretty soon. We got some fun stuff coming, and check out the Market Proof Marketing podcast. As always, Jen's opt in with her special guests, and we look forward to seeing you again real soon. Everybody have a fantastic week.
Great to see everybody.